I'm glad you're here. Everybody wants to know, why'd you walk away from $50 million?
I wasn't walking away from the money. I was walking away from the circumstances.
Dave Chappelle walked away from $50 million.
All right, listen up, folks. Dave Chappelle just made some waves by exposing Diddy's notorious $50 million contracts to join his FreakOff parties. And hold on, it gets wild. Word on the street is there was no baby oil allowed. They made people get clapped dry. Yep, it's getting messy. Even though it's been months since Diddy got arrested, comedians like Dave and Cat Williams are still keeping him in the spotlight. And when Dave speaks, you know it's going to be explosive. He's always got that sharp wit, and this time he wasn't holding back. During a recent SNL skit, he dove straight into Diddy's drama. Sitting casually on a stool with a cigarette, he cracked a few jokes about everything from wildfires to the usual news, but when it came to Diddy, he turned up the heat. Dave jokingly talked about how people wondered why he wasn't invited to these infamous parties, saying he felt left out of Hollywood's little secret. He even joked that Carl Winslow from Family Matters was invited, but not him. The crowd ate it up, but Dave kept it real about just how crazy these gatherings must have been. He didn't spill all the explicit details, but he made it clear
from Family Matters was there, and I wasn't invited.
things were out of control. I'm glad they didn't call me, Dave said. The stories that came out of those parties are insane. Then he shared a wild story he saw online about a guy who claimed he was at one of these freak-offs. Of course, he was skeptical, but the story still made waves, and if you think that's the end of it, think again. Cat Williams also got into the mix, claiming Diddy once offered him $200 million, split into four $50 million payments, to take part in one of these parties. The catch? Cat would have to get into bed with Diddy and let him clap his cheeks. That's not all. Apparently, this offer wasn't just for Cat. Diddy made the same pitch to others in the industry. Some said no, but reports say some people took him up on it. It's getting crazier by the minute, and these stories are just starting to surface. It looks like this scandal isn't going anywhere anytime soon. Stay tuned. One name that keeps popping up in these conversations is Dave Chappelle. Back in 2005, he was on top of the world.
I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times. 4 times. Just to protect my integrity and that virgin I was telling you about. Right.
Chappelle's show was a massive hit, and it seemed like his career was only going up. Then, out of nowhere, he disappeared. He left Hollywood and took off to South Africa. Fans were shocked, and rumors spread like wildfire. The media said he'd completely lost it, but when Dave came back, he started hinting at why he left. In interviews with Oprah and Letterman, he talked about the pressure he felt and mentioned there were forces trying to control him. Now, with Diddy's legal issues and all the allegations about his crazy parties, people are starting to wonder if there's a bigger connection. Dave has said, "It was completely outside of my frame of reference. I've been in show business since I was 14. I've seen these kinds of things play out." He wasn't the only one who felt this way. Lots of people in Hollywood have gone through similar stuff. When Dave disappeared, it wasn't just a break. There were bigger reasons behind it. There's even talk that Dave might have been offered one of those $50 million contracts to attend Diddy's parties. When he turned it down, some believe that's when Hollywood turned its back on him. The timing of everything seems too suspicious to be just a coincidence. Was this all part of something much bigger? We might find out soon enough. Dave Chappelle's sudden disappearance back in 2005 is starting to make a lot more sense. At the time, no one knew why he left Hollywood so abruptly, but now people are connecting the dots. Dave has hinted in interviews that there was some serious pressure on him from the industry, and many think it had something to do with Diddy's infamous parties. Some believe Dave was offered the same $50 million deal to join Diddy's parties, and when he turned it down, Hollywood turned on him. Looking back, it seems like Dave might have been hinting at Diddy's behavior for years. Remember that Chappelle's show skit about Diddy, Cambodian breast milk, and baby oil? At the time, it was just...
I gotta shut the studio down, yo. All right, the only way I open the studio up now, y'all gotta walk uptown to the Bronx and get breast milk from a...
Just a crazy joke, making fun of how far Diddy would supposedly go for the best of everything. But now, with Diddy facing serious charges, that skit doesn't feel so random. It actually feels like Dave might have been trying to say something without directly calling him out. And then, of course, there's the baby oil. When Diddy's house got raided, authorities found 1,000 bottles of it. People immediately jumped to conclusions, thinking it was part of his FreakOff parties. And Dave, being Dave, couldn't help but joke about it. He said he could never remember a time he threw away an empty bottle of baby oil. He even joked he was happy Diddy got arrested before the wildfires in LA reached that stash of oil. Now, all these old jokes are starting to feel less like random humor and more like clues. Dave may have known a lot more about what was going on than we realized back then. And with everything coming to light now, it's clear this story is far from over. Things are taking a darker twist, and the theories are getting wilder. Some people are even saying that Diddy could be connected to the LA wildfires, claiming the fires might have been set intentionally to destroy evidence. And then there's that leaked tape, where Diddy allegedly tells his son to get rid of the pizza boxes. People are wondering if that's a code for getting rid of something more serious. Could the boxes have contained something incriminating? Now, about the baby oil. That's been a huge topic. It's not just regular oil. Some are speculating that it had GHB in it, a substance known for its dangerous effects. Some believe it was used to keep people going during those notorious parties. And then there are the rumors that celebrities were offered $50 million to take part in these parties. But at the price of losing their dignity, Dave Chappelle has been joking about all of this. But it doesn't feel like just comedy anymore. His comments are starting to sound like he's hinting at something much deeper. He even joked about how Diddy used the wrong kind of lubricant, saying if he'd used something else, maybe things would have been different. As these rumors continue to swirl, the internet is reacting in a big way. People think Chappelle might be dropping clues, and they're paying close attention. The situation keeps getting more tangled, and who knows where this story will go next. But one thing's for sure, it's getting messy, and everyone's watching closely. People are saying they always knew they couldn't break Dave Chappelle. Remember when he made a big deal out of a producer asking him to wear a dress for a movie scene, and he flat out refused? If he wouldn't do that, there's no way he'd go along with something even more messed up. One person pointed out, if you can't buy Dave for $50 million, you're not going to buy yourself out of trouble for that amount either. Another added, 50 Cent turned down Diddy's offers too. Who else said no? So, what do you think? Do you believe Dave's refusal to bow to Hollywood made him a target? How deep do you think this whole thing with Diddy's parties really goes? Are we about to see more big names exposed? Let us know what you think in the comments below. And don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Also, check out the next video for more wild stories coming your way. You won't want to miss it.